touch me deep inside the day the music died.
Yeah, so that was at the request of the President, Joe Biden. He did a pretty decent job too. Michael Ware, good morning to you. Good afternoon where you are. We don't see that very often, do we? Two world leaders belting out classics. We know that Barack Obama could sing very well, actually. But in terms of world leaders, President Yoon, what did you make of his efforts?
Yeah, I don't think he did too bad. In fact, I have a sneaking suspicion he might be a fan of karaoke. And look, it is his singing that absolutely stole the show on this visit. But let's not underestimate or understate the strategic significance of what happened when these two men met. Essentially, the United States, the Biden administration, has made firm America's commitment to, in essence, nuke North Korea if North Korea uses nuclear weapons. And to back that up, the Biden administration is about to start sending nuclear submarines back to South Korea on a regular basis, something it hasn't done since the 70s. So they're not mucking around in between karaoke gigs.
Do you think Uni is going to be too worried about that, though? He never seems to be, well, North Korea never seems to be too troubled about what other nations say about it.
Well, look, I think North Korea lives in a world where it knows that it will face retaliation if it launches any kind of a significant strike. However, this is a particular statement of intent of deterrence. Now, will that slow down the North Korean missile testing, which is happening at a rapid pace at the moment? I mean, it's almost stopped becoming news when North Korea tests a new missile. And they just tested a new solid fuel ICBM that can travel around the world and deliver nuclear warheads. So, look, we've tried talking to Pyongyang, to the North Koreans. Now we're standing toe-to-toe with our fists up and our nuclear warheads pointed right at them in their own backyard.
OK, on to Joe Biden. News this week that's not entirely unsurprising, that he will run for president in 2024. What do you make of his chances? Bearing in mind he'll be 82 at the start of his term if he wins, 86 at its end. I mean, is he going to even get through all of that, Michael?
Well, certainly Republican candidate Nikki Haley has raised that prospect, and everyone wants to ask, do we really want President Kamala Harris? But, you know, there's two things I'll say here. One is, let's not forget, Donald Trump's only 3 years President Biden's junior. So whether we have an ambling octogenarian or whether we have a former president who suggested we inject bleach into our bodies to stop COVID, it's kind of either or. And sadly, it seems that the United States is racing headlong towards the election nobody wants. President Biden versus former President Trump. 60% of the population don't want to see that matchup again.
Well, they don't like either of them, right?
No, everyone's over both of them.
What a sad state of affairs then. Sorry to interrupt you. I mean, I felt this the other day, Michael. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs in the US when both of them are the best that they've got.
I mean, seriously, you want to talk about scraping bottoms of barrels? I mean, if there was a viable younger Democrat ready to take the reins, I could almost guarantee you President Biden wouldn't be running. And, you know, we're seeing a much more contested race with the Republicans. But right now, as it stands, President Trump would get the nomination. The problem is most people, even Republicans, don't think former President Trump can win. He's going to have too much litigation and you know, criminal charges.
And that's why Biden's going
off him. Exactly. You know, it's steady as she goes. But yeah, this is an indictment on the state of American politics. If either party had a decent candidate who had a chance of winning, I don't think either one of these men, these old men, would be in the race.
Yeah, well, so we accuse DeSantis, see what he does. Steady as she goes, great tune there by the Raconteurs. You got a karaoke song? You ever gone American Pie on karaoke, Michael Ware?
Mate, the greatest gift I give to the world is that I don't sing. Unless it's a rugby club chant after a win at Chiefs.
You've never done it before? You've never done it before, karaoke?
No, mate, no. I wouldn't inflict that upon
Not even after a few beers? I did the Red Hot Chili Peppers once. I was very average, but I had a great time. It's been a little while now.
You're a braver man than I. I'd like to be kind. Well,
you haven't done. You've lost that love and feeling. Never gone there.
Well, I lost a lot of things in the world, and feeling may have been one of them. Singing was not.
Okay.
So I didn't have it going in.
All right, Michael Ware, good to chat as always. Talk to you soon.